This year, throughout the entire year, the North Node is moving through the sign of Aries, which is a very entrepreneurial sign and is a sign around being independent, being courageous, and sometimes being a little bit aggressive in pursuit of the things that you want and desire to create. All right, and next we have Gemini rising and sun. This Capricorn new moon is happening in your 8th house on January 11th. And I really feel like it's interesting because one of the cards I pulled for you guys with this home card in reverse was talking about doing a decluttering or purging in your life, getting rid of the things that are old, that are just sitting there and kind of mocking you because they are not relevant in your life anymore, or they're not something that you ever completed, or they are lingering thoughts and beliefs and patterns that are just old news that are really doing you a disservice by being in your energy field. And so with this being a new moon in the 8th house of death and rebirth, I really feel like this is a period of time for you guys in which you're making a plan or structure or simplifying your life by going through the old and purging it, getting rid of it, detoxing. And this could be something physical, this could be something psychological for many, with this being the 8th house, with Pluto loosely conjunct this new moon, which I didn't even mention because it's so far away. It could be very, very psychological and mental. And then I think for some of you, it will have physical representations as well. The wrong people in your life, the wrong habits. That's not really physical, but the wrong items, having too much stuff in your house, creating a little bit of entropy, too much entropy in your life. So this is a time about really simplifying, getting rid of those things that are causing chaos, causing self-destruction, causing worry, causing anxiety, complicating your life unnecessarily, and really getting clear and simple about what it is that you are working towards, what it is that you are wanting to invest your energy in. And being willing to divest or take energy out of things, places, people, books, whatever, that ultimately are distracting you from that focus, from that intention. The 8th house can also sometimes bring up things emotionally. So it's very unlikely that you're going to just automatically just pick something out of your life and throw it away and have no problem with it. I mean, there is going to be usually some type of mourning or loss, emotional attachment to it, some kind of feeling of crisis that can come along with it. Anxiety, insecurity, uncertainty, that's okay. That doesn't mean that you're not supposed to do this. It just means that that's part of the process of letting go. And sometimes we have to kind of kill off old versions of ourselves so that we can actually feel like we're living up to our own potential. And so that's a really big thing for you guys right now. This new moon is squaring the nodes in your 5th and 11th house axis, with the North Node in particular being near Chiron in your 11th house. It's really trying to help you see what you are capable of, kind of, especially in terms of your relationships, your connections with people, your ability to kind of advance your own life and achieve certain wishes and dreams and goals. So you're not going to be able to carry all this with you forward. You're going to have to let some people go. You're going to have to let some ideas go in the past and focus your energy and attention on what really, really matters. Having a structure, a simplified structure and plan is what's going to get you there. This new moon is also trining Uranus in the 12th house. And so it's, again, helping liberate you from things that are old, from things that are just worn out, or from the past that are really not relevant, or that are creeping back up and eroding some of your confidence or energy levels. So that trine with Uranus seems like it's going to be very divine, and you might even find that you get some intuitive messages when dreaming or when meditating, because it will kind of help you process some of the attachments, and it will lessen those in these dream states typically. Jupiter is also here in the 12th house, so this is also going to give you an added benefit of processing things, and it could be helpful to do, like, to carve out some kind of intentional space and time to have that time with God or with spirit, to meditate or to go on a walk or to do some kind of medicine ceremony or something, because I think it will help move a lot for you, especially because that Jupiter's trining Mars in the 8th. There's something about wanting to wanting to let it go, wanting to confront something head on that is going to be really liberating for you and is going to help you gain more confidence and more vitality back, more energy back. Saturn is also in your 10th house. So you guys are very focused on your longevity right now. Saturn is the planet that is ruling this new moon. So it's really important in the whole meaning and purpose of the moon. And being in your 10th house of career, as well as life goals and objectives, kind of like how you're moving forward in your life. It's trying to tell you that cutting these things away is what's going to liberate you so that you can actually focus on what makes sense for you long term. And this Saturn is sextiling Jupiter in the 12th and Mars in the 8th to ensure that process happens naturally. So it's like, if this thing doesn't make sense for you, even in your current life, let alone in your life 5 months from now, can you let it go for the sake of your future self? Can you let it go for the sake of progress, for the sake of what is significant and important to you? You have to get simple and focused to know what is important to you. If you have too much entropy, too much chaos, that means you have too many priorities. That means you have things that might be contradicting what you actually want in your life. And it's time to cut those away and be very frank with yourself about that truth. You also have Venus in the 7th house, trining Chiron in the 11th. So I feel like you guys are having the potential to have some healing going on in relationships. That doesn't mean it's going to be easy. But I feel like the question is, what makes sense for me in terms of these really long-term stable relationships? Do I need to show up differently? Do I need to attract different types of people? This is about trusting your gut and your intuition around those relationships, because it's not always going to make sense on paper, but you're going to feel it inside of you, this kind of niggling feeling of, this person's just not right for me, or this isn't really going anywhere. I couldn't see myself settling down with this person, or I see myself playing out patterns with this person, but it feels so comfortable. It feels so familiar. It feels so da da da. So this is really about making the choice to listen to your own intuition and to lean towards what feels very sustainable long term. And that's, I think, the biggest kind of message here for you guys at this time. I wanted to pull a goddess card for you for the year ahead. So what is the goddess for my Gemini risings and sun? What is the goddess for my Gemini risings? We have generosity. Wow, that's so nice. So I feel like this is going to be a time with this year where you're going to be receiving a lot more abundance. And I think you might be, again, what's interesting is this card has lemons on it. And one of the other decks that I have, it looks like lemons anyway. One of the other decks I have, I think it talks about lemons having an association with a cleanse. So there's something here where I feel like when you cleanse, when you release, abundance comes in, so much so that you're going to have it overflowing and will be able to be generous with those that you love. And you'll be able to just have more than you need for your future, for your family, for your friends. It's a time for unrestrained generosity and flow. Oshun, the benevolent Yoruban river goddess, the representation of nourishment, healing, fertility, and prosperity, reminds you that life herself has given to you freely. You've been offered air to breathe, water to drink, food to eat, and shelter to sleep in. So it's your task to give freely of yourself, no matter how big or small, without the expectation of receiving in return. I love that. You'll be surprised to see how the good fortune you've bestowed on others comes back to you tenfold. And it reminds you that this is a truth that has existed since the beginning of time. Okay, I love that, you guys. So that's what I'm seeing for you, Gemini. Before you hop off, I wanted to let you know I have 2024 forecasts available, one-on-one readings, which there's just a few of those left. I don't know how many more I have the capacity to do. And then I also have a Notion template where I list out all the transits and the energies next to them. So if you're interested in that, definitely check that out. I will list them down below. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and have a beautiful day.